I have slept. I slept longer than I wanted to, but I have slept. And now, it is time to finish this. Finally! We have 5 races? 5 races, and then 5 URL races left to do. And then, I can go back to my family with my 155,000 bank. We can live like a family again. We can celebrate Christmas together, and Hanukkah, and Ramadan, and I've run out of religious holidays that I can think of. Where are we going? That's a really good question. Let's go do the circuit up here, since I'm no longer pressed for time. That's turning off the circuits. Do. That's the wrong circuit. I thought we were going the wrong way for a second there. I don't anticipate this taking longer than maybe 3-4 hours tops. Which is going to be very nice when the cars figure out how to drive. No one hasn't. No one's figured out how to get through an ambulance. Oh good, this is only 2 laps. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to find some non-circuit secret races too, and I think those do count towards the race amount. Keep on it. And just enjoy the view. I guess I should probably talk about the story of the game, considering I genuinely haven't been paying that much attention to it and I really don't know what's going on. Let's go over the things I do know. I'm pretty sure we're the person who won the first Underground game. The leader of the Wraiths, I think his name is Caleb, decided that he was going to run us over or hit us with a car. And then for whatever reason, we decided to come to Bayview for revenge, I think. And somehow, in some nebulous tie to the economy, becoming really popular at races and getting sponsorships makes Caleb have less power. But I'd argue that anybody who uses a Hummer to hit another person's car so hard they end up in hospital for a year or two, or whatever the the timeline is, doesn't really care about the sponsorships and is more likely to just run me over outside of the car than not. So I kind of feel like having Caleb be this really weird gangster guy who, you know, put me in the hospital for a year, suddenly be defeated, presumably will just be defeated by me becoming sponsor person number 1. I don't think that really works. But I'm also, I guess, looking for plot and story in a game about racing cars, so it's not really there to begin with. And it makes about as much sense as the idea that I would be racing to try to put my family into, I don't know, college. That story's not been consistent the entire time I've been coming up with it. It started with just one child, then it became twins, then it became that my whole family is here. Grandma got picked up at the airport. I remember that bit. But at least it's been a bit more of a through line as to what's going on than just, hey kid, I hear if you race real good and get those sponsorship deals, Caleb might let the city be yours. What do I do then? What's the end goal? I run Caleb out of town and he somehow doesn't murder me on sight, so keep on racing? Until I inevitably crash into a building? And then forever do what Caleb should have done to me, to myself? At least with things like Most Wanted, it's a case of you're racing to be the best there is because of some blacklist that the police keep track of. And if I remember right, in that one, it's also to get your car back. Bit more of a personal stake in it than just, yeah, I got hit by a car. Can't even remember what Carbon's plot is supposed to be. I'm curious to see how it all pans out in the comic panels when we're done. Break up the flow a little bit. Let's go do this over here. Not that I really need the money. Of course we'll be back up the hill. I don't really have much of an issue with the free roaming, but I really do wish there were more ways up to the hill and there was more to do up the hill than just this one gated access point again and again to go up the same circuit again and again. It's not as interesting as the city itself, Cole Harbor, anything. The hill is just boring. It's always going to be go up this long loop and eventually reach the top, and maybe you'll divert at one point. It's just, it's too much of the same again and again. I think that's my main issue with Need for Speed Underground 2. It really feels like it should have ended by now. Let's go do another special event. We've had... I get that it's a racing game. There's a lot of racing in a racing game. It's sort of the point. And given this came out on, you know, PlayStation 2 and GameCube and whatever else it came out on, back in the day you'd have to have a lot of bloat in it to justify the price point in those days, as opposed to nowadays where you will pay $70 for a game that lasts 3-4 hours and isn't that great to begin with, and you'll love it. And then you'll spend $20 to get a car, and then $20 to get a map, and then $30 to get a car and a map and a new skin. So, you know, how much value you really get out of anything nowadays is entirely dependent on how much you can justify spending the price on it, which is, I think, why a lot of people also wait for things like Steam sales, because if this released today and it cost $70, I would not have paid $70. I would have waited for a sale for at least half. And then I'd feel like I definitely got my money's worth. But going back to the point of bloat, having so many of the circuits, especially for the big, fantastic, oh, we have the Underground Racing League, repeat again and again and again, sort of feels more of a wear down than it actually really should be. So look at how many races I've had to do up to this point. I can't look at how many races I've had to do at this point. That's actually kind of in the direction I want to be going. So in this section alone, I've had to do, or I have to do, I still haven't finished that bit yet, 35 races of my choice, 3 races of sponsors' choice, and then 9 URL races of 3 to 5. Assuming they hit 5, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. We'll say 3. 3 races for each URL. So that's 27 more races on top. But we've been... I don't think we're going to see maybe more than 1 or 2 new URL circuits. So, we're going to see the same circuits at least twice. I'm convinced there's about 6, 7 maybe. I don't particularly care about this. It's just money. Oh, I hit retry by accident. That's what I get for not really paying attention. But yeah, we're going to see the same URL in the same 2 areas as either the circuit itself or the airport again. On top of the 35 races where it's really nice seeing the ones that are based in Cole Harbour. It's not so nice seeing the ones... I really need to do that corner better. It's not so nice seeing the ones we've been seeing since the start of the game. Oh, but now it's backwards. Oh, that's completely different, yes. It's not. And again, I know that, you know, this came out on PlayStation 2, GameCube, that sort of thing. Space on the disc is very limited. And having a huge open world like this is very cool. God, I'm about to do the same mistake I did before. Leave it in 3rd. You know what, we got close enough that time. I will retry it. Ah! Yeah, the open world is going to take up a lot of space on the disc, and the voice acting, the music, the cutscenes, it's all pretty cool. I feel like the scope of the open world could have been reduced to have given us more places to race. No, we're going this way.
Auto Motor is featuring your Moby in the next print.
Right. Next race. And then we had a little bit of a... let's go left. Now we have a bit of a warm-up, failing that sponsorship run again and again and again. Unknown, hello. Welcome in. Welcome to what will actually be the end of the game. We only have, what, like 2 hours worth of racing to do? But, yeah, I feel like the open world probably should have been reduced by about 30%. To put different tracks in, to put different race courses in. So it doesn't feel so samey at this point. I really like doing the ones at Cole Harbour. It's a new place to drive around. This is a pretty new course. We haven't seen like this before. But the ones where it's like, here we are again in the city centre. Going through the fountains yet again. It just... I don't know. It's a grind at this point. Oh no, it says they hope I'm doing well. I'm doing alright. I can't wait for this to finally be over. I've enjoyed most of my time with this. It's just... it's starting to, no pun intended, drag. Oh look, we're through the fountains. Can't even slot through that gap properly. Oh, we have 3 laps of this. It's going to take about 6 minutes to do the whole thing. I'll just bounce off that. See, they're going straight ahead makes me think there is actually... yeah, it doesn't really matter, I guess. We're beating them on the clock by a significant margin. Unknown says they never remember how long the game was. They used to love it. I was loving it until we had to do 35 races where most of the courses seem to be just the same ones we've done again already. And knowing that the U.R.L. is going to be a lot of the same courses we've done again, with maybe 1 or 2 new ones. And as I was saying, I feel like it's reusing a lot of the courses because they used a lot of the disk space and the drive space for this open world, which while I do really like the open world, I feel like it could be reduced by like 30%. My main issue is entirely up to that hill area. It is really boring to go up and down because it's always the same circuits-ish. There's not as much variety there as there is down here. in like the city itself or Cole Harbour. Cole Harbour is actually a pretty neat area to drive around. It's got a good amount of variety to it. The hills? Ah, we're going up the hill again, and here's the S, and then here's the car park, and then we're going down the hill again, and now we're going back up the hill again, and it's... It feels very bland. Oh hey, a song that actually appears on the soundtrack for this game. Get a bit of Welsh music involved, shall we? Oh! Yeah, 6 minutes.
Power Magazine is checking out tonight's scene and looking for talent to showcase.
Like, I keep joking about it, but I really have no use for money this late in the game. If I wanted to buy a new car, I guess we could go get a new car and then we could tool it up, but why would I want to when I have something that definitely works? I'm gonna go through the body shops. I know it says skins are great, they've seen them a few times now and I should buy a new car. There's one decent reason to not buy a new car, and it's a bit of a shitty thing that the game does. I can't put the unique upgrades onto it. This car is going to be permanently better than anything I can buy now. Because I can't put the upgrades I got from the Outrun onto it. So... outside of like having, oh, I want a Ford Mustang GT because I know what a Ford Mustang GT is. We bought a Supra to try and use for like the last segment we did, but it handles worse than this did. Or does. And this ended up outperforming it in terms of top speed acceleration, so... I would go and buy a new car to tool it up to change it to then have it perform possibly worse, or maybe roughly as good as this. If I could have the unique upgrades be applicable to anything else, then I'd absolutely happily go get another car and then we could burn the money on that one, but the upgrades are sort of stuck to this. And I can't go get them by doing the Outrun with a new car and getting them that way. They're apparently tied to the stage, and we're in the last one. I haven't checked to see what the Outrun parts are for this stage, but it's a really dumb system. Once I unlock them, I should be able to apply whatever it is I pick to any future car I want. Which also means that the best car in the game is probably going to be whatever you start the game with. Because then you get... What did we get on the Toyota Corolla before we changed out of the Corolla? Was it... I think it was engine? For this we put in... I don't know, actually, I think it was ECU for the Toyota. I think this was engine. But yeah, I could have stuck with the Corolla and then had all of the unique upgrades so far put onto it, and it would probably outperform this and everything else on the list. It's a really weird unlock system, and I don't quite understand why they did it the way they did. Uh-oh. Ah, I know how to reverse. I need to be up in the warehouse. I know it says it's not a Skyline. I don't know what a Skyline is, but I've probably beaten them into the ground enough times in this Toyota. There's one of the things I'll say to the benefit of this game. You can pick basically any car you want and it will work. So if you want to drive around like a Peugeot 206, you can probably make it work even this late in the game. There's no way a perfect shift for you in your whatever you're driving gives you that much of a lurch forwards. Oh no, another opportunity. And it says, yeah, they did the whole race in the whole game in the 206 ones. I can see it happening. I think the 206 was the highest performing starter car. Or was it the 106? Either way, the fact that the Corolla went as far as it... The Toyota Corolla went as far as it did. And that was without me having to sit there and do tuning like we've done for this car. And again, that was, we also didn't really apply the upgrades that it could have had at the time. We sort of went with this car and went, hey, look, it's something different, we'll stick with this. And then, yeah, the Supra was a giant letdown, so we killed the idea of changing car. Ooh. Completely new circuit. Little bit of a sway there, that's okay. Oh, we can actually use this as a shortcut. Pretty sure one of the rivals just crashed into that fire truck. You know what? I don't care. I'll take that. That kind of works, I guess. I think I can do at least 1 minute half as opposed to 1:33. Just have to do the corners over here a little bit better than we did. Maybe don't do that a third time. Might go a bit quicker that way. Oh, we easily played 130. Hey, look at that. We actually hit that corner right. It's actually really, really nice to drift through that perfectly. Not so much there, though. Where are we going for the next race? Oh, that's it for races. We can go. We can do the URLs. Let's go. Actually, we should probably do the outruns to get the unique part for this section. Oh, hey, hidden drag race. Goodbye, hidden drag race.
Hey, what's up, money? Yeah, baby. Good to see you rolling out tonight. Hey, man, the brothers tell me there's some potential action down in the city center area. No line on the exact location yet, but it should be easy to find. Now, I'm heading that way right now. Yeah, man, I'll see you down there. All right, peace.
No, I don't think I need any more unique parts. I think I'm good enough as I am. Besides, it would just be me going around the freeway ramming cars over and over again.
No hard feelings, right?
Nikki's in our corner now.
Caleb's telling everyone you'll never race again once he's in control. He's crazy. You better watch your back. I'll do what I can, but it's up to you now.
What good are any of you? Not one of you can take that guy out? Not one? What do you think is gonna happen if he keeps winning? You can say goodbye to all this, your precious sponsors, all the C notes falling into your hands, all of it!
Fine, we'll take care of it. He ain't gonna walk away from it this time.
You just make sure he goes down, or ain't none of you gonna walk away from this.
Max Payne did the whole menacing comic panel thing way better than this game did. Also, why is, her name doesn't even register in my brain at this point. Why is she on my team all of a sudden? I get that we beat her in a URL, literally one URL. And then Caleb was like, hey, look, you couldn't take him down, you couldn't stop him? Why? And she's like, I'm gonna make sure you never win. Oh, this is fine. This is easily recoverable. And now all of a sudden she's had a wardrobe change as well. I didn't even realize it was supposed to be the same character until she opened her mouth. I thought it was just like gonna be two fans who were like, hey, can you sign my rims? And then we had to ask them to clarify because we didn't want to do anything wrong. But again, I'm looking for story in a racing game. It's like asking for story in a Doom game until they decided for some reason to go very heavy into story with Doom 2016 and Eternal and Dark Ages. Look at that. Yeah, this is some really fitting music for what's happening. Good old living Tombstone. Whoop. Whoop. Speaking of games, I guess, that go on quite a long time, although that is sort of the point of Spooky's House of 1,000 Doors, or whatever it's called. The whole point of the game is you go through 1,000 doors in a supposedly spooky house. Although it does eventually actually start doing normal horror partway through. It's a bait and switch I really appreciate. I think the game is actually called Spooky's House of Jump Scares. Let's get out of this break. Hate that view. Are we going faster than the plane? That's actually pretty cool. I like that. I didn't even see what time we just did that lap on. Was slower than 45 seconds. Okay. Please don't crash. Okay. Oh, this is actually this is different. I don't think we've seen this one before. AI struggles with it at least. Okay, I think we can dial it into under 1 minute, but gonna require some really quick driving. This will do. Yeah, we can do it under a minute. I just need to be better at the turns. Go, 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 go. Ooh, slightly over by like a few milliseconds. Okay, let's go hit the next one. Might actually be done with this under 3 hours. Get out of my way, you're in a Citroen. No, you're not. You're in, Audi, I think? Who cares? It's not a Toyota, therefore it's wrong. That's a Vauxhall. Okay, we're going to lap soon. Oh, that's actually a bit nasty to come into. From that side, you're already going to be on a slight turn as you go into it, and then you got to, like, serpentine. Okay. We'll just go this way then. Okay, they're gonna be right behind me. I need to... I can hear them. There they are. Still way behind me. Okay, run wide. Yeah, see? That's what I gotta be careful of. Is if we bounce too hard, we'll be going all over the place and the AI will just straight line it. I might downshift this so we have a bit more control. Yeah, that worked. Come on. We're okay. So, I'm starting to wonder, is the race against Caleb going to be just a URL race, or is it going to be its own thing? Like, am I going to have to do one of every race against Caleb? That'd be actually a pretty cool way to go out. Prove definitively I'm better than Caleb by beating him at every race that's in the game. I doubt it, though. I think it might just be a URL. Yeah, it's just arrived as well. Probably finished the race before the ads finished, but I don't know if we're on part 2 or 3. He just tried to do a takedown and it didn't quite work out for him. In his silly little lime green car. Pick a real color like blue. Green is not a creative color. Boop. And through. Way too much drop there. Okay, that's that one done. We got 2 U.R.L. all the way back there. Actually, you know what? Hold on. What car was in the Turbo Killer music video? I'm getting an ad for, I think, Stranger Things. Oh well. Wait, doesn't that finish New Year's Day? I think so. Is it a Chevrolet? What? Chevrolet, Ford Mustang, Lamborghini. Let's see. I can't tell what the vehicle is. Unknown says, what am I trying to figure out? In the music video to Turbo Killer, which is basically a drag race. It's a really interesting drag race, though. I'm trying to figure out if the main car is a Chevrolet or if it's the Ford Mustang, and I think it's the Chevrolet. Yeah, it's a Chevrolet. It's a C3. Okay. I don't think that's in this game, but let's go see if we can find it. Worst case, we're just gonna Ford Mustang. Where's the nearest car lot? Over there? Well, no, I can very clearly just follow this road. Nothing like redlining an engine, is there? Probably should have paused the recording while I was looking up Turbo Killer's music video. I know I have at least one free car available to me.
Look around and let the beauty sink in. Pick out a new ride right here.
Okay, the Impreza. Nope, 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 nope. So worst case, we do have access to a Ford Mustang. Doesn't look like Chevrolet is in this. No, it's not. And then the nearest performance shop is there. I'm already not liking how this handles. I know it says I bought a 500 GT. I thought this was the Mustang. Hold up. I think I can still get another car if this isn't the Mustang. Unknown says should have bought a Skyline. This is a 500 GT Mustang. Oh, this is the car I want then. Off we go. At least the exhaust sounds nice on it.
Yo, dog, good to see you rolling out tonight. There's some action in the Fort Union area. No line on an exact location, but it should be easy to find. I'm heading that way. Hope to see you
Unknown
there.
also says it's a Stingray. Everything I can find just says it's a the Chevrolet C2 or it's a Ford Mustang.
The performance shop will tweak your ride to get the most horses and torque you need.
Or that there's actually a lot of different cars used. Hold up. What was the list? Chevrolet C1, Chevrolet C3, Ford Mustang, Lamborghini Countach, Lamborghini Miura, and a Mercedes-Benz 600. But there's no Chevrolet of any type, so we've had to go with the Ford Mustang.
Horsepower equals
Give me
speed.
everything.
So bolt on everything you can. Right here is the place to do it.
And then I think I need to make it yellow to match the villain's
Hey, your ride needs to
Mustang.
run smarter with all its new parts, so upgrade your computer to optimize output. Now, transmission is where you lose most of your power, so any upgrade will help you get more ponies to the blacktop. Tighten your
Oh, I've
ride,
got to do the
get rid of
tuning
that
after this.
stock
That's going to be the bit that
suspension for
sucks.
firm hold and grip. Nitrous oxide is the glycerin of the race world. Rack it under your hood to give your
No.
contact patch on the black.
I haven't needed
crucial,
NOS now,
so
I'm not gonna
upgrade
need
your
NOS
rubber
after.
as often as possible. Now, bigger is better, so upgrade your brakes for shorter, quicker stops. Break the barriers of top speed by slimming your ride with a weight reduction kit. Amplify your power band by bolting on a turbo.
And that should be it. Worry about the tuning after we get the spoiler in the front. Oh, wow, that kicks out. That really kicks out. What do I need? Is it car specialties or is it... It's body shop. Get off the taxi. Yeah, the handling is not as nice as I would like it, but we'll stick with it.
Check it out. Fenders, spoilers, side skirts, you name it, they do it. The body shop will make your ride stand out from those stock cars.
And then we need a spoiler. We might as well go for the one at the bottom. And now I need to paint it yellow.
Hey dude, I got some good news and some bad news. The sponsor wants your ride on the cover of the DVD Blacktop Bandits. Bad news is it's written in your contract. Good news is you're gonna get paid for it. Just build a 10-star car and you'll land the DVD cover and the cash.
I don't care. I'm not doing it for the contract anymore. I'm doing it for the Ford Mustang. Okay.
Hey, making your ride
Paint the
stand
whole
out
thing
is what
yellow,
it's all
please.
about. So customize your ride with a color change.
That works. And now I can't wait for this to go horribly wrong. Let's go to a U.R.L. Oh, wait, no, I need to do the performance tuning. Hold up. Otherwise, I'm going to have lots of problems very quickly.
Tighten your ride by adjusting power and handling for each type of race so you can push your car to the max. The
0 to 60 and
test track will help
270,
you do
not
that.
bad.
Yo, it's like this. Suspension controls
Drop
how your
that down,
ride
put
reacts
that by
to changes
there.
in terrain, and sideways
Drop that
forces like
down.
cornering. The suspension components work like a team and must be tuned together for them to work properly. A general
Unfortunately, I never really understood. I really wish the garage guy could shut up and not keep on saying the same thing he says every time we come into anything.
Yo, listen, you're in the right place now, bro. Turbo slam more air into your engine. More air equals more power. So get crazy and adjust the power at each RPM. I told you, this is getting big, yo.
I kind of do like the idea of having a ridiculously high top speed, although we probably shouldn't for U.R.L. Give me a 200 top end. Give me a 60. Give me... It's close to enough to 88 that I can get. Give me a nice... 144, because I like that number. $166, $189. Give me a nice 180. I've not got enough body stuff to actually max that out. Probably a bad idea to max that way, but we're going to do it. Turbo. Do that. How badly have we just messed everything up? Let's find out. Okay, so we killed a lot of the speed. Hold up a second. We can tune that a little bit better. There you go. Top speed has been punched up a bit better. We can sort of take that. Go to the drivetrain. That way a little bit. Yeah. Okay, I'll take that. Not even gonna test run it. We'll just take it as it is. I'm not a huge fan of how slowly it takes to turn. Although I assume this is supposed to be like a drag car, not an actual lap car, but we'll make it work somehow. Or just so I can do this one joke. Oh my god, yeah, this is going to require a different style of driving. No wonder I was beating these things so easily. Oh my god, this does not turn! The Japanese know how to build a better car, for certain. God, I can't do the turn there because both those cars are in the way. I feel like I'm driving the SUV. I really do. I don't like this. Take me back to the car that actually can handle a turn. No wonder the villain lost the race in Turbo Killer. That thing is straight ass. See, I know I can't handle that corner in any car, but the fact the Ford couldn't even handle half the corners here without me dropping the speed using handbrake and then normal brake as well is sort of telling. I absolutely believe that Ford Mustang was designed to be drag race and then nothing else. I don't think even knocking it all the way down to just pure acceleration the way we did for this car would save it. One of the twins can have the Ford Mustang in the mustard yellow color we gave it. Okay, we have a bit of a weird turn up ahead. Yeah, we're okay. Nothing really to worry about here. I'm actually still amazed at the fact that that Ford handles like an SUV. It just, the way it doesn't turn. How? Why is that a car you unlock so late and it handles so bad compared to, like, this? Or the Corolla? Or a Peugeot? How is the Ford Mustang so bad? It's okay, we have Lesbian Bed Death playing. I can vibe for a bit. If I ever play another Need for Speed game, I'm going to buy the Ford Mustang out of principle just to see if it ever gets good. Is that sub 1 minute I see? It is. Huge fan, huge fan, huge fan. Huge fan. Get out my way. Ah yes, I managed to make it to the Underground Racing League. How do I steer again? I must be in a Ford Mustang. Hello. Goodbye. Nope, no one here was in a Ford Mustang. Oh, unless... No, Costas wasn't. Is that my last URL? Yes, because there's one that's probably going to appear after this, because that'll be the one with Caleb. Out of curiosity, if we take it to the URL, and I tune it exactly the same as we did for the... Right? I mean, it's still turning like a battleship, but it's a bit better now. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Celica. The Mustang just handles too bad. Although, I've noticed... most cars seem to handle pretty bad in this game. I don't know if that's for any particular reason or what. But off stream, like, I've sat there with the quick play and I've gotten through a few different cars, like the Lancer Evo, the Mazda RX-8. All of them seem to handle kind of weird. Maybe I'm just too used to how a Toyota handles, but they all seem to be either, like, really prone to sliding around, or they just don't turn. Nowhere near as bad as the Mustang. That's the worst one I've had so far that just doesn't want to turn. But I would have thought that the Mustang's problem is it would accelerate too hard. Like, I point in a direction, I accelerate, and I'm already going too fast. So, similar issue to it doesn't turn, except instead of just outright not turning, it's because it's going too fast to turn. But it doesn't seem to have that issue. Like, the Ford would never handle that turn that perfectly. I don't feel like Alanis Morissette. Oh, this works, though. Does quite happily. Back under control. Don't want to run the risk of, you know, tipping the car over and sliding over the finish line on the hood. Ooh. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. Oh, that's not good though. Come on. There we go. You know, Ford, you can handle that corner. Sub-minute. Yeah, there's been some sort of horrific crash behind me, but that's not my problem. I only go forwards. Her name was Christine. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. You know, I wonder if anyone's ever managed to figure out what the worst car ever made is. I would have no idea where to even begin trying to figure out what the worst car is, given that I don't really know cars well. I mean, I just had to look up what was in Turbo Killer, and apparently it's a really iconic car called a Stingray. Although different cars are named different things. I know the Mustang is basically a horse, or I think it's named after a horse. Or a type of horse. It's something to do with a horse. Where's my S? The last URL is right here. Alright, I'm gonna take a quick second to stretch. Okay. Is there a cutscene? No, okay, bit weird. So I guess Caleb gets his own race, because he doesn't seem to be part... I assume there would have been a cutscene if he was in the U.R.L. That's not how a car should work. Oh good, it's only 3 laps. And it's a pretty short course, too. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright. We're okay. I said we're okay. Oh, that is a much faster time. We just did, what, 35 on the last one? Okay, 3 laps. Decent. You can let them do that for a second. And then, look. Slip straight past. Ah. Okay. I mean, they're going to give me a slight nudge, which I greatly appreciate. They probably don't because they want to get past me, but I'll take that nudge. I'll keep the lead. And then somehow... I don't know how they keep flipping their cars 180 degrees, but they really are. Okay, this is going to take about 3 minutes. What's kind of funny is I have another song called Man and Machine, and it's playing straight after this, and it's also based on Titanfall 2. The world is a simulation. Needed not being fit for that. Skirt! We're good. Hit the skirt like Wiz Khalifa! Oh. I actually listened to that song for once this week. Oh my god, it is absolute trash. If it wasn't for that one vine of the person singing that part of the song, I don't think it ever would have been popular. Let's go. I've got one race after this, and then I've got one actual race after this. We're through. Oh, look at that. A Celica was in second. As it should be. Okay, this looks like it's going to be a relatively short one. It's just we have to deal with a whole lot of stuff. Turns, Marwol. The word is turns. We have to deal with a lot of turns and corners. This one keeps popping up in every race we're doing. I wish it didn't. One of the developers was really proud of that corner. Flip it up. Let's go. Going. Quarter. Hey, look at the way it drifts. You sound like it might have become my favorite car. That was my best lap time when we spun out near the end, too. Okay, Caleb, where are you? Gonna hazard a guess that the only race I can do is Caleb's. No one gonna call me about it? No weird phone call saying, hey bro, it's me, the technician. Your boy Caleb wants to race you down at the docks. No? Nothing like that? Having Unstoppable play as a roll-up on the race is kind of a vibe. Hey, Caleb. Wait, you're gonna set most of this race to go around the freeway? This isn't even a unique course. I've done this one already.
Yeah, big deal. It was one race. It ain't gonna happen again. You can't do that. We have a deal. Look, just give me one more chance. I can take it. You're nothing but bad luck. I took you out once, and I'm gonna do it again. I'm calling you out right here, right now. Everything on the line. You down or what?
Let's go. I mean, it's a pretty nice looking car, but unfortunately, I'm in this one, and I think we've proven it's the best car in the game. Five laps, Caleb? You want me to humiliate you that much? Wow, it really is. This is the one I praised earlier on. This is like the first circuit we did that wasn't in the hills. Caleb, why have I got a 3-second lead on you? Caleb, why have I got a 4-second lead on you? You couldn't even have a unique circuit. I've raced generic people on this one, Caleb. Eight seconds, Caleb. Caleb, how? Celamine, hello! I forgot to give Anona a shout out. I'll give you an Anona shout out in a moment. Once I've defeated the grand disappointment that is Caleb. Like, I'll even crash a car like here and still be okay. I feel like this should have been a sprint, and it should have been against someone who actually cares about accelerating their car past 60. Someone says I'm still on. Please tell me. Please tell them I went to bed. I did. I got to the point where I was like, I don't know if I can do this because there's like 2 hours of racing left or whatever. I'm already starting to drag. I can tell it's going to get worse. I'm going to go to sleep. We'll finish this when I wake up. I went to sleep. I slept through all my alarms. We started 3-4 hours late. We've done the races. And Caleb is the worst. I don't know how we got a 10-second lead on them. Like, I'm not even trying to, like, shift or do corners at all here, and I'm still... Like, look at this. 4 seconds. It's gonna climb again. It's just, he's absolutely pathetic. No wonder he had to hit me in a car in order to take me out and take the top spot. Absolutely disappointed in Caleb. It doesn't have a unique course, so this race is one we've done before. Except now there's only one person in it, but really I'm just sort of doing laps on myself. And there's like... This is just... This is such a letdown. Like, look, I'll even crash into a taxi and reset, and he's still not going to get past me. Nope, even with that, even with my really bad shifting there, we still have a time advantage. And he has the really annoying mosquito buzz exhaust. Hold up. Now it's a race. Go on, go past. Get bullied. That enjoyment of just ramming my car into his and trying to pin him against the wall is going to be the most fun I'm going to have in this race. Hello again, Caleb. Yeah, I'm talking shit about you again. A lot of Miracle of Sound playing at the random list today. Cinnamon says, "Boo! That Caleb guy sucks." He really does. He's supposed to be the hotshot, big money earner, villain, gang leader guy, and he can't even beat me in a straight race unless I deliberately stop. And even then, he seems to struggle. But maybe that's the message of the game, right? As much as you keep racing, chasing the adrenaline, getting money and those fat stacks to make your car faster, shinier, bluer, It's all empty, it's all pointless, it's all disappointing. It all just leads to nothing. I've just thought of the best humiliation I can give to Caleb. I need to get a good 5-second-ish lead on the last lap. Hey Caleb, thanks for giving me a 10-second lead again. Butchered that. Six. Yeah, I can do this. I can do it with a 5-second lead. Okay. You give Caleb the ultimate humiliation. Look at that time climb. It's actually hit 10. Ads arriving in 55 seconds. Unfortunately, the great humiliation of Caleb is going to happen during the ad break, as is the ending. Oh wait, no it's not. I can hold it. 14-second lead, Caleb. $14 seconds. Do you know the last time I had a 14-second lead was in a Street X near the start of the game? Actually, no, a few of the Street X's have got pretty close to it too. 15 seconds, Caleb. 16. It's just going up. 18. So, why is he so bad? We're gonna wait until the ads finish before the grand humiliation of Caleb, but everything about this last race is a letdown. It's not a unique circuit. Actually, let's get the music playing so it's not just ambient. It's not a unique circuit, which I think is the biggest offender for this being so, like, half-assed. The big villain who started the game by hitting your car with his car and wrecking your car and putting you in the hospital doesn't get his own loop. It's just it. It's a circuit that we did this stream like an hour ago, maybe longer. Caleb isn't on my ass 24/7 during this race, which is another thing that's really annoying. I just realized that everyone on YouTube is still going to have the ambient, which is really upsetting for them. But sorry, guys. YouTube and copyright is always a minefield to deal with. Where was I? Yeah. I would have thought that he would be closer than Jesus was in the URL we were doing. Nick. Mateo. All of these people apparently race way better than Caleb does, and yet here we are. Caleb is the last one, and I just pulled a 17-second lead on Caleb. You couldn't even make the AI cheat to keep up with me? I'm just going to bump this song up next, and we're going to jump to it. I can't wait to see what the ending to this is. Because if it doesn't end with Caleb realizing that maybe he should never have been racing this whole time, and actually he should have been following the family business of pizza restaurants. If it's not the sudden realization that he was never really good at racing, I don't know what it's going to be. Because I don't know what it could ever be. Such a disappointment, this whole thing. Okay, I think the ads are finishing pretty soon. Which means then we can humiliate Caleb by reversing over the finish line from a stopped position. We already stopped, but we're paused and we're fine, and it's... Never mind. I flipped it around by accident. Hold on, I stopped, I reversed, I flipped it by accident, I'm still reversing. Why is my reverse not going in a straight... Why do I drift so much on it? Go backwards as opposed to turning, there you go. I had that bad of it. He's driving a Mustang, no wonder he had issues. He was driving a Mustang. Oh! And I messed up the reverse that much, and we still had a 3.74 lead on a Caleb. Give me his race sets. His average speed was 120 miles per hour. Mine was 121. Although, granted, mine probably tanked down from doing that at the end. Oh. That's it? That's how the game ends? Caleb sits under a streetlight. Those two cheer me on going, yeah, I'm such a good racer, and that's it. That's it. Let's give Unknown a shout out. Let's give Settermine the shout out, now that I've not racing the disappointment. And Doom as well. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to refund that, customize something because I can't name a license plate and we've just finished the game, so we're done across the board. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Go. Refund that one. Complete all the rest. And... Let's Let's get Legendary Bellman playing again. There's not even a credit sequence. That's it. That's just how it ends. The intro cutscene had like a little bit of a like in-game footage for it, and then you had like plot. Samantha, I think, was the name of the woman from the first game. She's the one who sent us here. No mention of her. It's just Rachel and whatever her name was that used to work for Caleb now cheering us on. And then apparently we're just driving around the city. So really the weird story I came up with of I'm racing to feed my family, get them into college, get them through college. Fuck that taxi. Should have used your indicators, my guy. The cars that I have are now going to be inherited by the children because, you know, family cars, family plan, family man. All of that so much more interesting than the end there, I guess, or at least I choose to believe it's more interesting than just, congratulations, Caleb is now very sad under a streetlight, and now you have the ability to race wherever you want to, you have all of the upgrades, you have everything you could possibly want. There's no races here, I have to go pick them from the garage. It just... The entire end of that is just a wet fart from a dying corpse. Everything up to, I think, the last sprint of the game is really solid, really fun. It's just, I'm so disappointed in that end. In every possible way. But Doom, I hope you're doing alright. Hope you had a good holiday so far. Doom says, why? Why? Pourquoi? What do you mean, why? What do you mean, why? 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 We're just gonna drive. Doom says vanity plate. Doom, I can't. If you request customize something and I physically can't do it, I have to refund it. And as I said, there's two reasons why I can't do it. One, I literally can't name a vanity plate in this game. And unfortunately, two, we're at the end. So, apart from crashing into cars and my final thoughts on Need for Speed Underground 2, there's nothing else. Actually, no. I know how to end this. I know how to end this. Although it's going to end differently if you're on YouTube, because I'm going to end the recording at the right moment. But for Twitch guy, you're obviously going to have, like, everything, the raid outfit and everything else. But, where are we? Right, ending this. As I say, we came here with my twins and my wife to raise money. They're both going to college. They both need cars. They're going to two separate colleges. It's expensive, you know. This $145,000 bank, it's enough to get them through. For me and my wife to live comfortably. But not for long. I'm gonna need to do fraud. I'm gonna need to get a huge payout. Do you know what? After all this racing, driving around these lonely streets, just me and my car, while my family are at home, celebrating the holidays, something really dawns on me. I miss my family. Daddy's coming home!